Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. I have another ghost story for you, along with the accompanying Dungeons & Dragons monster right now. Even though today's spirit is called the Whistler, I'm going to spare any whistling on my part, because I don't really have much in the way of musical talent and be pretty loud anyway. So let's go into his story. It isn't really very difficult to explain why this spirit is called the Whistler. Now, it is kind of hard to figure out what this figure was in life and exactly how he's whispering. You see, like many specters, he ain't got a head at all. In this case, he also doesn't have any lips to whistle with. His neck ends in a jagged stump that still flexes any time that he would be whistling, and that sound comes out. The clothes he wears aren't very fancy either. No flash, no frills, no heraldry, no identification. It looks like something a craftsman would wear. I reckon he was probably a crofter of some sort that whistled as he worked, given his calloused hands. Some poor fellow that fell victim to an industrial accident, perhaps. That's what they want you to think. The guilds around this part, well, they have a share of blood in their coffers, if you know what I mean. And considering that this ghost and the undead that he commands often target the guilds, I'm pretty sure we know exactly who we can blame. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Whistler's statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Like many of the ghosts that I go over, the Whistler is a challenge rating 7, chaotic evil, medium undead. Like all the other ghosts, he does have the usual damage resistance, damage immunities, and condition immunities, along with ethereal sight, incorporeal movement. Sorry about that, we just had a weather warning come through for snow squalls in our area. Let's see, I think I left off with the fact that he has the usual sort of stuff of ethereal sight, incorporeal movement, and etherealness. Despite the fact he has no head, he is pretty good at whistling, so he does have a performance skill bonus. He has some abilities, those being innate spell casting, where he can cast Thunder Wave and Shatter. This lends into the sonic aspect of his name, so he whistles and then it becomes a Thunder Wave or a horrible Shatter spell. He also has Deathly Touch, which is a variation of Withering Touch. But his big things are Whistle. So when he whistles, it's kind of like the Pied Piper. People have to make a save or they get drawn and have to use the reaction to move toward him. Yeah, as you can tell, the weather out there is going a little bit nuts. If you can hear that siren in the background, we'll wait for it to pass. Alright, that's gone ahead and passed now. Things are a little Silent Hill right now. There's a bunch of dark clouds rolling in and the wind is picking up. Perfect for a ghost story. Left off with the Whistler's Whistle. Now, it can whistle and draw people into it that fail to save. If they fail to save by 5 or more, though, they become charmed by the Whistler, and that can lead to them wanting to fight on the Whistler's side. As a bonus action, the Whistler can instill Vigor, which is basically bardic inspiration. More or less, they can be given to an undead friendly creature or a creature that they have charmed. Hope you enjoyed the Whistler, despite some of the background craziness going on right outside that window that you cannot see. I assure you everything is going to be okay here, though. You can always find the Whistler, dozens of other ghosts, and hundreds of other horror-themed monsters, all at boxofteeth.blogspot.com, and they're all perfectly free. If you're more interested in the non-Dungeons & Dragons content that I have, or the horror fiction that I write, you can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. I really do appreciate your time and your attention, and no matter where you are, whether it's fair-weathered or not, hope you have a safe and wonderful afternoon.